Hello Gemini, welcome to Monarch Intuition, and today I'm going to be doing your June mid-monthly check-in reading for you. So what is going on for the sign of Gemini? What do we need to know? I'm going to get you one major arcana to kind of see the energy for the rest of the month. One more shuffle. Okay. We have the World. So something is coming to completion right here. This could be jobs, loving situations, whatever, but something is about to end. But here's the thing with the World. When something ends, something has to begin again. Let's think of it like this. The World is the final major arcana, right? And then it goes back to the Fool. The Fool represents nothing, and then from the Fool we go into the Magician. So something is ending, meaning it's going to point 0, and then it's starting back at point 1. So let's see, what is this ending within your life? What is this new situation coming up for you? So actually, let me get you 2 cards. What is ending within Gemini's life, and what is beginning again? It's kind of like the Wheel of Fortune. I always like to pull 1 card from the past and then 1 card in the future. That's how I like to view the World as well. It's not the Wheel of Fortune, but it is an ending and then a new beginning again. So what is going on for Gemini? We have the Lord of Cups. So something is ending with possibly a Scorpio situation. The Lord of Cups also represents someone who is just down to earth, represents someone who is in touch with their emotions and is very logical in the situation. It's not overly emotional, but at the same time, it can represent someone who is emotionally manipulative. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. So you know how I was just talking about the Wheel of Fortune, how I have to pull 2 more cards. So let's see. So the World is ending in your past, and then the Wheel of Fortune is coming out. So what is the new card? We have the 9 of Cups, so some sort of wish fulfillment. So maybe you were in a situation with the Scorpio where you felt very upset. You were in a situation with possibly an emotional manipulator. Or maybe you actually did care for this person. However, you're moving forward into a new situation, a new loving situation, a new wish fulfillment right here. Now I'm going to pull you 3 cards from the Revelations Tarot to kind of see the energy for the rest of June. What do we need to know? What do we need to know for Gemini? Okay, that card wanted to flip, so we'll take that one. So we have the Tower coming out. Okay, so a great change within your life. Now, you possibly could like this Lord of Grails right here. However, when the universe doesn't want you to have something, the universe takes it away. So the Tower represents the Tower of Babel. And the Tower of Babel is when people came together to kind of build a temple up to heaven. However, God didn't like that, so he caused the tower to fall, and then he changed everyone's language. So when we look at the Tower of Babel right here, this could represent confusion. Maybe you are connected with someone who could have been your partner right here. And then due to this judgment from God, you know, making the Tower of Babel fall, it could cause you two to speak 2 different languages, and therefore you have to kind of like fall apart from one another because you can no longer communicate. You can no longer make things work between you. We have the Judgment in reverse. Well, okay. And we have the 8 of Pentacles. So I do feel like you view this as a very negative situation for yourself. Maybe you're feeling that the judgment is unfair. Like, I built this with this person right here, or with this situation, with this Lord of Cups situation, and now it's being taken away from me, and I don't feel like this is something that should have happened, because at the end of the day, some people got to keep their partners, and maybe it was just, you know, family members that a situation fell apart with them. Maybe they couldn't speak the same language. However, you're viewing this situation in kind of a negative manner. It feels like it's being very harsh for you. But here's the thing with the 8 of Pentacles. If you focus on this new beginning with this new Wheel of Fortune, just understand if you hit rock bottom, the only place you can go is up. And once you reach up, that is the wish fulfillment for you in the 8 of Pentacles. So just continue to work on yourself right here. So why did this Tower have to fall? Let's look at the situation. Oh, the Tower again. So double clarification of the Tower. It just was not meant to be. With the 7 of Wands, this is divine judgment right here, okay? God said, I don't want the Tower of Babel reaching up to heaven. You can't have this. I'm going to knock it down. That's what this is it's saying you wanted to reach the heavens with this person. You were supposed to be in divine alignment to raise your vibration with whatever this situation was, person, place, or thing. And God said, with the judgment energy right here, no, you cannot. You're blocked off to this right here because it's not necessarily good for you. Now, why is the situation not good for Gemini? Let's look at this judgment energy. Why is this judgment energy here? Why is it not good for you? Why did this have to happen? The Knight of Swords, your energy, with the 9 of Knives. The 9 of Swords. This situation was a little bit too emotionally and mentally taxing for you. That's what it is, because with the Knight of Swords, he carries a sword, right? The Nine of Swords represents 9 swords. It represents anxiety, mental disorders, staying awake at night. But combine both of them together, the 9 plus the 1, that represents the 10 of Swords. The situation was always going to end badly for you, regardless of how this was going to play out. That's why God decided to knock it down before the tower could be built to heaven. Okay, here's the thing. If this situation stressed you out, regardless of how you wanted to view it, regardless of if this person loved you, if you loved your job, whatever it is, if it feels like you were stressed out to the point where you were awake at night, if you couldn't keep your mind straight, then it had to be brought down, okay? Whatever it is. And now you're rebuilding somewhere new. Now, here's the thing about the rebuilding process. You could be very jaded about that situation. Like, why do I have to build it? I almost had the tower all the way up. But if you could not have a happy, peaceful time building it yourself, why would you want to stay there? Okay? If it didn't bring you peace. Now, here's the thing about Geminis. Geminis rarely ever have peace within their lives because you are ruled by Mercury, which is the sign of communication. And the sun never sleeps, right? What is Mercury? The closest planet to the sun. So you are used to the chaos. You are used to constantly having to jump through hoops. You are used to constantly being blasted by the sun. However, that kind of situation does not mean that it always has to be that way for you. There can always be some sort of rest and some sort of reprieve. So a situation throughout your life should never be just you jumping through hoops to appease someone else, okay? It should never represent that you are always going to be stressed out within a situation. There should always be that moment where you can take a step back and build something happy for yourself, okay? So let's look at this 8 of Pentacles. And that's kind of what I see right here, is that you're building in peace. He's working alone. He's crafting a new situation for himself. It's okay. Now, he's thinking about what happened in the past. However, that's in the past. The 10 of Swords. We just talked about that. And the 3 of Cups. You have to understand right here, the universe took people out of your life because they were not good for you. They were backstabbing, they were betrayers, they were just awful people, okay? These people who you were raising your cup up with were not good people for you, Gemini, okay? And the universe said, just like God said, no. You cannot build this tower up to heaven, regardless of how you want to view it. Because God knows the intentions of people. It wasn't always just going to be like, oh, we can go up to heaven and we can meet God. No, there were always going to be negative thoughts and negative processes behind that situation. People would try to steal things. People would try to mock him. People would, try to say that they were just like him. There was never going to be a peaceful situation if they could build up to heaven. That was what the whole point was. So some things just have to be knocked down and some things just have to be changed, okay? So, building by yourself. Not within a group of people, not within anything, but building yourself leads you to the 9 of Grails. If you hit rock bottom, if you feel all alone, if you feel totally just destitute emotionally within a situation, that's when you know that things are about to change. When you finally hit that point where you say, okay, I can't really do this anymore, that's when the universe finally decides to make things change for you very slowly. That is the Wheel of Fortune making its ticking motion up to the top again. Now, here's the thing. The Wheel of Fortune doesn't move fast. Remember, it represents our life cycles. So you have to understand it's going to take time. It's a rebuilding process for you. But rebuilding yourself is not bad if you're not with toxic people. If you want to build, say, for example, the tower gets knocked down and you say, well, you know what? I can't have this tower with this person. I can't be together with this person, but I can take the stones and I can build myself a home. I can build a nice home. I can build a mansion, whatever. You have to do it yourself, but regardless, you can throw yourself into a project to take your mind off of something right here. Your skills, your talents, whatever you like to do. You could draw, you could paint, you could craft things with your hands. You could just throw yourself into your schoolwork. You're building something new, something more stable, where you're not going to have to be with Tower of Babel people or 10 of Swords people, okay? The 3 of Wands, sending out messages and waiting for your messages to be received. The 10 of Wands. Here's the thing. It's almost as though whenever you sent out your message, it was kind of veiled with a heavy burden. It's like when you sent out your message to someone, they didn't ever come back with a positive response to you. It was always something that like weighed you down. Like, hey, how are you doing today? And this person's like, well, we have bills due, we have X, Y, and Z due, we have this, that, and the other. It's like, hey, I was just trying to say good morning to you. Like, I don't understand why you're acting like this. And it was everything. It could have been within a job itself, okay? The job itself could have just been too taxing for you. And that's fine. If it ruins your peace, then whatever. The Queen of Pentacles right here, the Queen of Pentacles represents someone who's nurturing, sits on her throne, and she hands out her pentacles to people who she believes deserves them or people who work for her. She blesses people. So the Two of Cups, you're being blessed by the Queen of Pentacles, so potentially a Capricorn energy. And the Wheel of Fortune coming out. So double clarification of the Wheel of Fortune, double clarification of the Tower. The situation is going to change. You're going to be in alignment with some sort of money, some form of money. But you are coming into alignment with this Queen of Pentacles. This money, this new situation is your Nine of Grails. It's almost like, you know, you're suffering from heartbreak and then you win the lottery. Let's just say that. I'm not saying everyone's going to win the lottery. I'm just saying. But then you win the lottery, you say you get $100 million and you buy yourself your favorite car. Well, you can fucking cry inside your new favorite car. You can go shopping and, you know, mope about. You can do whatever with this new money. Like, it's kind of like a wish come true. And I'm not saying money buys happiness, but at the end of the day, happiness is just chemicals within your brain. And when you buy something, it sparks that dopamine level. So in a way, yes, it does. However you want to view it. But that's what I'm seeing for you, is that you're coming into alignment with some sort of just new monetary benefit for yourself, a new career. You're throwing yourself into your craft right here. You're getting recognized for that situation. The sunlight is coming out, illumination, which represents happiness. It represents the pitfalls. And, you know, here's the thing. The sunlight can also represent what the pitfalls were within this relationship right here. Okay? And you have to understand that. Say, for example, I give this analogy a lot. You're in the middle of the woods, it's super dark, you don't see anything, right? And you're scared. Well, you decide to sit down, and then you hear like the screech owls, and then you hear like the whippoorwills and whatever, and you hear all these crazy things, and you see the shadows, but you decide to stay put, right? Say, I can't go any further, everything's scaring me, and you finally just decide to try to get some sleep. Well, the next morning you wake up and you realize there's the cliff right there, there's a snake den, there's all these other things that you couldn't have seen in the dark. So it was in your best bet to, even though you were scared, to sit there in the dark and deal with the emotions of the dark, dealing with the Nine of Swords, dealing with the Ten of Swords. This is kind of like shadow work right here, working on yourself, going through dark night of the soul. Just because you work through it, you realize that this person could have just been a snake at the end, okay? This person could have just been a very horrible individual. This person just had no idea. They were always blocked off. They were always blocked off emotionally, mentally to you. They always gave you the Ten of Swords. You see things more clearly now. The Emperor coming out with the Lovers, your energy, and connecting you to this King of Cups energy, so Scorpio. So the Emperor, some sort of boss, CEO, whatever, is being connected to this Scorpionic energy. So this person, I feel, just had like a very domineering attitude towards you, because the King of Cups is coming out over here. So double clarification of the King of Cups. This person at one point seemed like a very nurturing person, because the King of Cups is water energy, right? And they lured you in, but at the same time, they had this domineering, tyrannical behavior behind them. Because the Emperor is also kind of, he can be a tyrant, but at the same time, he doesn't always have to be. However, you do have the Ten of Wands coming out, so this person was causing more labor than what they should have. You can't build the tower up to God. The end. And the universe knew that. The universe knew that you were just beguiled by the situation. And you might not have even noticed that with the Two of Swords. They were blocked off emotionally to you, but you couldn't see the toxic traits within this, whatever it was. Job, work, love, whatever. The Page of Swords, something is being revealed to you. The Four of Cups. But here's the thing, though. You're still upset about it, even though you get the truth. Okay? You're going to receive the truth about what this was. You're going to see within your mind, and in general, within your day-to-day life, who this person was. Toxic. Okay? The Eight of Swords. But you were trapped. You were wrapped up within this person emotionally. You don't want to let go. But here's the Ten of Cups coming out. The Ten of Cups follows the Nine of Grails, and the Hermit is illuminating something to you in the darkness. It's almost as though if you work within Okay. If you do shadow work, if you do dark night of the soul work, okay, and you stay within this energy for a long period of time, your mind goes back and forth. This is also Geminian energy, 8, 9, and 10 of swords. So you've pulled the 8, the 9, and the 10, and you've pulled your card, the 9 of swords, right? And you've pulled the lovers. The Hermit is the reverse of Gemini because it represents Virgo energy. Gemini and Virgo are also ruled by Mercury, okay? Here's the thing. You're seeing things from a different perspective. Something is being illuminated to you. If you notice, the Hermit and the Sun are very similar because he carries the light of illumination in his lantern. So he knows something about this situation. When you do shadow work, when you do these types of situations, your mind is always going to go around in a circle until you find out why it had to end. You will finally figure it out. You're going to see something, okay? So I kind of feel like even now your mind is just going around in circles. You feel trapped to the situation. You're like, am I healing? Am I getting better? Like, I've not even been with this person or this job or whatever it was for like a year now. I feel like I should be getting better. You're not going to change until something is clear, something is brought to the light for you. You will be illuminated, possibly in private, about why this had to happen. Once you see the situation for what it is, you are free. And that's that 10 of Cups, that release moment, okay? This is represented by Piscean energy. So you are free from whatever this is. You're like, oh, thank goodness. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, I'm glad I'm not in this anymore. It frees you from the 8 of Swords, okay? But you're going to receive some sort of information and you might not like it. You might not even want the information because the 4 of Cups, he's sitting there with his 3 cups, he's piddling around, and the universe is trying to offer him this cup. Take the cup because that cup has information in it, okay? The King of Wands, the 7 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Cups. So, some sort of financial situation is potentially falling apart. It makes you sad. But here's the thing. There are 2 cups that are still left over. The peacocks are howling outside, well, screeching. So that's what I'm seeing for you right here, is that this garden, this tower, whatever it is, has fallen down. But you still have the pieces to build something else. You can build something else, potentially with this King of Wands right here, which represents Leo. I'm going to clarify that. Justice over situation. Situation becomes balanced out. You might have had an argument with this person. An argument about a craft, a skill. Let me clarify this situation right here. Justice is being played out. People fought over a situation or they had some sort of conflict. What's being discovered right here is the 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles is people coming into alignment to focus on this work. This work is really good. So it's kind of like you're rebuilding from a toxic situation. You're saying, hey, you know what? Enough of these people. I'm taking these things and I'm building it myself. That's the Queen of Swords. You're logically expressing this. The 4 of Swords. You're going to find peace. You're finding your own peace. The 4 of Pentacles, you're holding on to everything. The 9 of Wands, you are more at peace with the situation, okay? The Ace of Wands, a new opportunity. The Page of Wands, you're new to a situation, but you're receiving a new opportunity. The Temperance card. The Temperance represents, at the right moment, things will change for you. And you're going to understand why it all had to play out like this. Like you want to force something to change, but you can't. The King of Wands is impulsive. He wants things to change, but he knows he has to sit on his throne. He knows that he can't force the change. The only thing that he can do is get off of his throne when someone comes face to face and tries to match him. Other than that, he can give orders. And that's kind of what I'm seeing for you, is that with this 7 of Pentacles, you have to watch things grow and slowly mature. 5 of Cups, yes, you see things happen, but you still have to focus on what you have. The 5 of Swords, people are, conflicting, but you do great work with the 3 of Pentacles. So there are people, around you who want to cause conflict. With the Queen of Swords, they want to directly speak with you because you are focused on yourself. You're at peace. You're holding on to things. Yes, you've been through something with this 9 of Swords, but at the end of the day, you're new to a situation, and this is you getting a blessing from the universe. So it's kind of like, you're dealing with heartbreak. You're doing your own thing. People are around you kind of dogging you out, whatever, but at the same time, it's kind of like the underdog. Someone sees that you are more productive when you are upset, Gemini. That's the thing. You are more productive when you are going through something, and someone is noticing that and picks you out of a bunch with this Ace of Wands, with this Page of Wands right here. They see that you're at peace. You're focused on your own peace right here. You're focused on your own money. Yes, you've been through something, but you have the talent, you have the skill to work through whatever this is. You will see something that will illuminate, that will give you the 10 of Cups right here. That is that release moment. Something is being revealed to you. The 2 of Wands, it allows you to move forward within your life. The World, the ending of the situation, and the beginning of a new one. The Justice with the Sun energy. So Libra with Leo. So let's see. Let's get you a couple of... I like that energy because here's the thing. In the old mythos, who was it? I believe it was Themis. Forced Virgo up into heaven and then Scorpio down to hell, right? So the blessing of a situation is that you get to walk in the sunlight. At least you're not in death, which is Hades energy, right? That is the good thing about Justice with the sun coming out, is that Virgo was blessed and the other one was cursed. So I do see like a blessing coming out for you. Now we have the Friendship card. I do see friends around you, but be aware of that. And you do have transformation. You're transforming into a new situation, a new cycle. I feel like you're going to have friends. Maybe your friends are also transforming, or maybe you're just finding a new group. Maybe you're saying, hey, these people are just fucking toxic, flat out. I don't want to be in this situation. I don't want to work with them. I don't want to build up with them anymore. Every time I pick up this deck, cards fall out. It's because they have a very sheer, very, like, slippery, like, coating on them. So we have potency and we have addiction with the magpie. So be aware of any addictions that you might have. I feel like if you start something right here, it's going to be very quick or very difficult for you to give it up, okay? That's the thing with this potency energy. Potency meaning that it's so strong that it's going to be very difficult for you to give up. And that could be what's going on right here, is that this addiction to the King of Cups, this addiction to the emotional manipulation. When people emotionally manipulate you, they can make you feel all kinds of ways. And that could be your addiction, is that you're having a hard time breaking free from something. Creativity, Frog. Throw yourself into your work right here. Don't even focus on it. Don't even bother. If something happens, just be like, oh, okay, well, okay. Whatever. Still working on my 9 of Cups. You have the 10 of Cups coming out afterwards, ultimately being happy. You have zombie control. This person is fine. This person's control is being released on you. Whatever this was that kept you around in this 8 of Swords, it's being released. Midnight, the most magical hour of all. You might receive a message at night. You might feel something at night. If you feel like you're getting a message at night, just kind of go and look at the moon. Breathe something in, and then as soon as you say a prayer or whatever, go back to doing whatever you were doing, all right? So let me get you a couple of Awaken cards. What's going on with this? Be love. Focus on your own work and allow love to come into your life. And then flow. Just go with the flow. Like when you receive this information, when you're like, hey, why can't I be with this person? And then it's revealed to you, you're like, oh, well, all right. Earth magic. Focus on earth magic right here. Focus on maybe taking care of yourself, working with herbs. This could be, what's the word? Crystal magic. Whatever the situation is, it has to do with something tangible. Maybe it could be with seashells. It could be with whatever. Just something that comes from the earth right here. Maybe you need to get something. Maybe you need to get some crystals. You could be wanting to get like maybe a nice little gold piece of jewelry for your neck, or a little ring or whatever. Get something that is tangible that you can keep, that makes... For example, get like an heirloom, all right? Get something nice for yourself and work with it, all right? That's the reason people like things that are handmade, that are from actual craftsmanship, as opposed to things that are like mass-produced, because not a lot of people have them. Someone wants something that, people generally want something that is for them, that's not mass-produced, right? Because it feels like it's coming directly from someone who has this great wisdom or knowledge about magic or about craftsmanship, right? So people like having these things. It's something that can be handed down through the generations. It's great quality, you like it, it's very decent, right? So that could be what that earth magic is something that maybe you need a talisman but something that is good quality, that's just for you. All right? So anyway, Gemini, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.